Okay, looks like we're live.
All right,
S-
man.
How's it going, Brian?
I'm doing good as
Good,
always.
good. Uh, Hi, everybody. Welcome to Nutty Buddy Entertainment. I am your host, Ryan, and with me is Brian. As I introduced him, he already said he's doing good. We're all doing good. We're going to talk a little bit about Marvel and DC. We're going to talk about both of them. Um, and all the new news that came out of Comic-Con, including phase 4, 5, and 6, some trailers. We're going to discuss it all. Brian, how hyped are you for everything that is coming out?
Pretty excited. Actually, there was some really cool stuff that came out that they released, and I guess my biggest excitement is that we're gonna be done with phase four pretty soon here. So
Yeah, it's funny because I was thinking of you when they called it like the multiverse saga.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, Brian doesn't want it to be in the multiverse anymore. So
I
uh,
know. Yeah, I'm a little multiverse out just because it's wondrous multiverse. There's nothing that we're doing with it. So I don't know. It seems like they finally maybe have a direction of what to do with it. But yeah, we'll get into it a little bit later.
yeah, for sure. So let's talk though before we get into all the Comic Con stuff because I'm really
Yeah.
excited to talk about all that stuff. But we were planning a show before the Comic Con stuff came out, and we just got a couple of things that we'd like to just
Yeah, because
discuss.
I guess we haven't seen each other since Thor: Love and Thunder came out. So
That's correct.
yeah,
That's correct.
yeah. So yeah,
and we both felt really different about that movie.
no, yeah, divisive. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people in fandom of the MCU fandom have similar feelings to both you and I about the movie, which is sort of interesting because usually something like that is you
Yeah,
hope that the movie catches most everybody, the majority, but it seems very divisive. Um, and on that note, we might as well just talk about one of the things that we were going to talk about, and that's the drop off in the box office for Marvel. And this is the second time. Uh, Multiverse Madness was the first movie that was supposed to
yeah.
be a big movie, and then it had a big drop off the second weekend. Floor of Love and Thunder, same thing. So let me ask you. We'll start by asking this: why do you think there was such a drop off with Marvel? You know, with Thor: Love and Thunder, with Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
I, I think because it almost feels like it's directionless. Like we're not really getting anything out of it. Spider-Man No Way Home did so great just because, they brought back a lot of the old characters, which kept fans into it, but also it kind of continued or ended his story where it's like, okay, we have something hopeful to look for in the future. How is this going to affect him being in the Avengers and all of this with them not knowing his identity anymore? But with Doctor Strange and this movie, it just seemed like there's nothing really to look forward to in the future with either movies. And that's one of the great things about Marvel. You're always like, okay, what's next? What are we gonna get next? But then the other thing too, I think is a big part of it is the run times on them. You know, Spider-Man No Way Home was like what 2.5 hours, 240,
Yeah,
somewhere in
240.
that
Yeah.
lane. Yeah, you're kind of getting a bang for your buck on that because we like longer movies. We want it to be able to be told for an extended story. But when you get something that's closer to around 2 hours or less, I don't know. For me personally, it's just kind of like, okay, I doubt they can tell an entire story in this amount of time, as well as like if I'm spending 15 $16, it's like I kind of want it to be a longer movie, especially if it's like Marvel. But I don't know if they're just trying to recoup money from the pandemic and not having that much movies out, and they're trying to cut costs and things. But yeah, it's definitely they're I think they're finally seeing like, okay, we need to switch some stuff up, hence why phase four is about to end now instead of continue.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. A lot of what you said. I think the runtime is part of the problem because it's like
Yeah,
if there's really a mandatory 2 hour runtime for these movies, it's not fair to the people telling the stories, in my opinion. Like you should let them tell the story that they want to tell, right? And if they're not letting them do that, and that's part of the problem, I think, with phase four. I would also say that phase four feels less connected than any other phase, including phase one. And that's part of the problem that I think a lot of MCU fans are running into. Now, I think like a lot of good standalone movies, but it's not like they're not gelling together like they did in the
Yeah.
first couple phases.
Yeah,
That
especially between like phase 2 and 3. I mean, everything was kind of intertwining with everything. And you have characters that are showing up. You've got Wong coming into Doctor Strange and then some like new
mm-hmm.
characters as well. But nobody else than that. You've got partial like Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor, but other than that, really it's nobody else from the Avengers or anything is showing up. So it doesn't really, it feels like they're just standalones. And I don't think that's what people want, especially coming off of what we just had. If you're not continuing it, you've better to do a really good job of, making something new. And they haven't been doing that.
Yeah, and just even like little things. Like I think what one did when we did the rewatch for Thor, right? We did all
Mm-hmm.
three of the Thor
Yeah.
movies. Like even Thor Dark World, it wasn't like super connected with the other movies, but it did enough to show that the universe was connected by like simply saying, yeah, I was here for New York. We saw that Loki was imprisoned. So we saw like things that connected all the movies
Oh, yeah.
together, even though they were small. Where
Yep.
I feel like they're so disconnected. Like the big thing, one of the bigger things to me is the Eternals, right? The Eternals with the hand coming out of the ocean, and it's like that would have caused mayhem all across the world in some way or whatever. Why? Just even acknowledging the existence of the hand in a movie or two would
Yeah.
show that it's kind of connected, but it's like we're ignoring all these other movies. And I just don't know if maybe, yeah, maybe it's like they're, like you said, they're like making so much they can't connect them because they don't know how one movie's ending before they start writing the next movie, so they can't interconnect
No.
them. That
Yeah.
could be part of it.
100%. Yeah, that whole thing with Eternals, it just doesn't, it didn't do anything to add into the Marvel universe. And then as well, they're not connecting in any way. So at this point, I'm like, okay, that didn't happen in, Universe 616. That was probably in a different universe at this point because they haven't even said anything about it. And the only other thing we've gotten from the Eternals is the Celestials being in Thor. But I mean, they were just briefly there just to show them. And that's kind of the connection. So,
Yeah, correct.
yeah.
So whatever it is, maybe whether it's the runtime, it's feeling less connected. We saw that at Comic-Con they're going down, ending phase 4 after
Yeah.
Black Panther, which I can't wait to talk to you about that trailer, by the way, because that was one of the better trailers to me.
No, 100%. Yeah.
But what direction do you think phase 4 is going to lead into phase 5? What would you predict that the direction it's sort of going right now?
Well, with it starting with Quantum Mania, which is Ant-Man and Wasp, Kong's going to be in there. So we're going to finally get him introduced into this. So I think we're actually going to get a storyline of what's to come throughout phase 4, which is what we've been waiting for the entirety of phase 4, just because he was introduced in Loki and we're like, okay, when's Kong going to show up? When are we going to get into this? And they haven't yet. So I think that's going to finally be like their North Star with Ant-Man and Wasp. So I'm looking forward to that. And then leading through it, I don't know. They're going to connect everything leading into phase 5 when we get into more of the Avengers movie. So I'm actually hopeful that phase 5 will be a lot better than what we got from phase 4.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, I think Kang is going to help with that, like when they put it all together. I wonder though too, Megan said hi, by the way. So hi, Megan.
Oh.
But I wonder too, if like maybe in phase 4, like I was telling you this, I really thought about this because I'm like, what in the world are they doing? And it could be there's kind of the theme that I would say that it's been woven into phase 4, if I had to guess, is like these aliens or these gods against humans. These things that used to be worshipped by humans. That seems to be a pattern, whether it's Marvels, I'm not Marvels, Moon Knight, Celeste, the Eternals, and Thor, right? We've seen sort of gods in all those. And then the other one that I thought of is we see these like sort of ancient relics
Yeah.
in all of them, even in Miss Marvel, which we will be doing a review on, by the way. If you end up watching, we will be doing the great, the good, and the bad. The great, the good, the bad, and ugly for Miss Marvel. But there
Yep.
was even a relic that she wore that sort of like opened up her powers.
Yeah.
We got the Necro Sword. We got the 10 rings, the
From
Mandarin's 10
Shang-Chi.
rings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems like there's sort of a theme going on with that as well. So I wonder if it's just ultimately going to be these powerful aliens that used to once be served or worshipped by humans. And it's going to be humans versus these aliens, and then these ancient artifacts as well.
Yeah. I honestly, I think they didn't know what they were doing with it, and none of that is going to come into place.
You're probably right.
I think they were just shooting from the hip and like, oh yeah, these are some cool ideas, but they never flushed them out. And with this lineup that we're seeing in phase 5, like none of that has to do with any of this stuff that we've got coming out. I don't know if maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe we'll get something from that. We've got Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of tier he's going to be on, and maybe they'll get into it. But looking at this, I mean, I don't feel like anything really leads into anything that we had in the last, Doctor Strange movie or even Thor. Because looking at all this, I don't even see where Thor really plays a part in anything.
Yeah, that's true. And I thought I read, isn't it still kind of up in the air whether Hemsworth is going to come back and play Thor again?
Yeah, I did hear something about his contract has to be negotiated or something. I think his contract was up or something like that. So I'm assuming he will. It's just, yeah, that money thing of like, okay, how much are you going to pay me now? Which probably depended on how good Thor did. So we will see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. It does seem like I'm trying to give Marvel some credit. Like it
Yeah,
seems like
benefit of the doubt.
right. But
Yeah.
at the same time,
I think you're giving them too much credit, man.
That's fair. At the same, yeah, no, because at the same time, they kind of like they built this such a cool universe. So their standard and this is why I think a lot of fans are disappointed. Their standard is pretty high when it comes to the movies that they're making and the shows that are making. And some of them were really good. I mean, I liked Moon Knight and Loki, and I really liked Spider-Man No Way Home. But then there's some that were like bad, and then a lot of them that were kind of like middle of the road to me. So they do have high standards, and I think that also kind of works against them a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, so any other discussion regarding phase 4 before we start talking about what we learned at Comic-Con? We're going to get into some of the phase 5 stuff.
No, just glad it's coming to an end. We've got She-Hulk and Black Panther, and that is it. And then maybe they'll figure out what to do with phase 5 so something's cohesive.
Sure. So why don't we we both kind of have an outline for everybody that's watching, like what we're going to talk about. Why don't we just kind of reverse one couple things? Let's finish talking about phase 4, and then we'll get into phase 5. So let's talk about the 2 trailers that came out, because that's a part of phase 4. So the 2 trailers we'll talk about is Black Panther and She-Hulk. I think She-Hulk will come out first, right? And then it's Black Panther.
She-Hulk actually, I think, comes out next month. So like in a couple weeks here.
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
yeah, I think like in 3 weeks or something. So that's the first thing we're gonna get. And I think it's supposed to be 6 episodes.
Okay.
And
nice.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a comedy, which is interesting.
Yeah, it is. I like that Marvel tries different things. I just like, how I felt about Thor: Love and Thunder. So I just hope it's not too much of a comedy. It looked like though during the trailer they were breaking the fourth wall. Right, that's what it's called, the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Okay. Almost like, oh, is it the third or the fourth wall? Yeah, it's like breaking the fourth wall. So that's kind of neat, because that's kind of leading into not Daredevil, Deadpool.
Yeah.
Right. Deadpool. Right. So that's interesting. Any takeaways from, let's talk about the She-Hulk trailer. Anything you want to like, so anybody watching, just so you know, if you haven't watched the trailers or you're trying to avoid trailers, we're going to talk about them. So it's going to be a little bit of a spoiler thing, but, So any takeaways, anything you're looking forward to when it comes to the She-Hulk movie?
The show, yeah,
Yeah, show, sorry.
the main thing I'm looking forward to is Daredevil shows up in it. He's returning for this, which I think is cool. Obviously, he's an attorney, she's an attorney, so I think they're going to have some sort of interaction.
Mhm.
I'm interested to see if she'll know that it is him under the mask or if he just keeps his identity to himself. But other than that, I'm glad we actually get to see the Hulk some more. I'm not sold on like it being a comedy per se, really. I know it worked for, when he was in Thor Ragnarok, but yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it, but I'm a little hopeful. The CGI looks a lot better that they've updated in this newest trailer, so it doesn't look like garbage anymore. So
Yeah, no, that looked good. I'm with you. I'm a little leery about the comedy, the comedy as well. I'll be
yeah,
honest with you as well, because I feel like Marvel is kind of like comedic, has enough comedy in it, right? Like it has enough where it's like you could kind of make the case that some of it is comedy, and then so what does it mean now that it's labeled a comedy? Is it going to be over the top, sort of like, in my opinion, Thor: Love and Thunder was? Or is it sort of just like, no, we're just going to go into it a little more, where it's going to be like a sitcom, where it's like I don't know,
yeah.
how I Met Your Mother, or a
Yeah.
sitcom sort of like that.
Yeah, or some of the WandaVision episodes, where they were doing, but I don't think it'll
Yeah.
go that far. But no, I'm hopeful that'll be good. I'm glad we get to see more of the Hulk in there as well. It was interesting, the like her law firm is for superheroes,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. And then we got like a glimpse of some of like the quote unquote like bad guy brigades that like kind of come through there, or what they're doing. So that looked kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm not quite sold. I don't know what direction they're really going with the show yet. So I'm intrigued to watch the first episode and see what they do with it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really excited they brought Abomination back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was really good in the. I would like to do a movie review on the Hulk, because the
Mm.
Incredible Hulk, I think it's called, because I think that's a little underrated. I actually like that movie. Not like the best Marvel movie, but I
No,
think it
no,
gets a
yeah.
lot of hate, and I actually like it. So
No, I'd agree with that. I wish they would have done it, they've just never done the Hulk quite justice for what it is. I mean, he was good in like the Avengers and like his team up stuff, but yeah, just a solo movie, they haven't quite got it right. Like that movie's good, but it's not great,
right.
so
Do
yeah.
you think it's just hard? Like Superman is a hard character to write a movie for too, right? Because
Yeah.
they're just
I
so powerful. It's so hard to. I liked Man of Steel, I did, but
Same.
for the most part, it is harder to watch. I mean, write movies for these characters that are super powerful, because the bad guys have to be at their level for us to feel like there's an amount of
No,
suspense
yeah.
or intimidation.
My thing is, why haven't they introduced the Red Hulk, which is the Colonel, like,
Mm,
coming in? Because that he can go toe to toe with the Hawk or the Hulk, and that'd be a good movie in my opinion of if they did that. But especially with I don't know, even getting more into the storyline behind Bruce kind of like melding himself with the Hulk, that would have been a good movie like idea for them to do with something else kind of going on. But yeah, they've never quite got it right. It is hard when he's that powerful, but I don't know. At this point, he's gone up against like Thanos and Lost and like a bunch of other people as well. And I don't think he's as powerful in his form that where he's sharing with Bruce. So
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we will get the Red Hulk though, because I think that
I
we'll
know.
talk
Yeah.
about the preview of the Thunderbolts. I think that's where they're going to come
Yep.
up.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, hey, Tessa, or just Tommy. Hey guys, uh, we're just talking about nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Comic-Con came out, so we figured we would do a live stream on it. So welcome. So okay, let's talk about the Black Panther, because I actually really like this trailer. Uh
Yeah.
yeah, I did. I don't know why. I just thought
Did
it
you
was.
have your doubts? Because I had mine.
Yes, I still kind of do, because it's going to be hard to tell the story without T'Challa, right? It's going to be hard to tell the story without Chadwick Boseman, because he was so good. Although I do feel I'm with you when we talked already about maybe recasting him. That's what I would do.
Hmm.
But uh, I was kind of excited watching the trailer. What did you think of the trailer?
I like the trailer a lot. I really like Namor. I like that we
Yes.
got more of a background into like him kind of like being raised. I think he's gonna be really cool. Just reading some other stuff, I think the man in the shadows is going to be Doom. Um,
Oh.
so I'm really hoping uh that is actually what it is. That I think that'll be super cool where he's pinning Wakanda and Atlantis against each other. That's kind of the theories that's going around. So I think that'll be really cool. But yeah, I I'm hopeful that it's going to be really good. I don't see why it should. It's just that over lingering thing of the new Black Panther. Um I think it's going to be Shuri, his sister, but I don't know. They might do a switch up on us. We'll see.
Yeah, so two thoughts about the trailer along with that, because it seemed as if the Queen took over. Did it not seem that way through the trailer to you, that his mom took over the kingdom?
Yeah, yeah, no, she definitely did. Yeah.
Hey, Rowan.
I think that falls to her now. Because I don't know if Shuri's of age or how that works. So yeah. But there's
Yeah.
also rumors that like he has a love child with that one girl and like just kind of waiting until he's old enough to like take the mantle. I don't
Hmm.
know. But
Well, there was somebody pregnant. Like, was it his girlfriend or his wife that was pregnant?
the woman in the water?
Yeah.
No, that was Namor giving like his mom giving birth to him.
Oh, okay. I thought that
Yeah.
was weird. I was like, why are
No,
they in
yeah.
the water giving
Yeah.
birth?
Yeah. I
Okay,
don't
I got
think
that.
Charles Sons has wings on his feet like Namor. So
I
yeah.
didn't see the
Oh, you
wings. I
didn't
didn't
see
see
that?
no,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
okay.
No, that was like his birth scene because I think his mom is Atlantis and then his father is human, so he's half and half. So yeah.
Okay, so much like Aquaman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
basically. Okay, that's fair.
Yep.
Um, yeah. So I also, so it looked like the Queen is taken over. It almost looked like that, like the his mother, T'Challa's mother,
Yeah.
taking over the kingdom. That's the way it looked. But I don't think that she would be the Black Panther. I think it's either going to be
No, no.
Shuri, like you said, because we've
Yeah.
seen a glimpse of who it might be. So either will be Shuri or it's going to be his wife. That would be my guess in the two
Oh,
that are,
really? Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. He did such a good job of like the first movie. They kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit just because they immortalized him as Black Panther because they did such a good job with it. So they can't really recast it or anything. So yeah. But we also got a glimpse to see Ironheart, which she's gonna be having her own show in the next phase as well. So she's kind of getting her like Mach 1 armor together there. So yeah. Looks interesting.
Yeah. Which one of the last two shows that's in phase 4 makes you the most nervous?
Between like She-Hulk and Wakanda Forever,
Yeah.
uh, She-Hulk more. I don't know. It'll be hard not to slam Black Panther out of the park. I mean, it's yeah, everybody's gonna show up because it was for Chadwick Boseman to see, how they do that and how they immortalize him in there and all that. So yeah, I think that'll be pretty hard to mess up. So
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking more forward to the Wakanda Forever, but I am a little nervous about it. Like I don't have I guess I'm more nervous
I
about the Black Panther because I don't really have expectations for She-Hulk. That
That's
makes
true. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of yeah. I kind of think like She-Hulk isn't gonna be that good already. So yeah. But for Black Panther, I guess I won't know until they tell me what the runtime is on that movie. Because if it's under 2 hours, I'm going to flip a table. So
well, that you if it's anything like the last two movies, they have that
I oh
runtime. So
mm-mm.
no.
Yeah. If it's under 2 hours, I think it's probably going to be bad. If it's over that, I'll even give like 210. Give me something that's 210. I'll give you benefit of the doubt there. So
Yeah. Izzy says that I'm a She-Hulk. Hey, Izzy, I am not a She-Hulk. I don't have a temper. Not yet, though. Not yet.
yeah.
Yeah. yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's cool. If you haven't yet, hit the like button, guys. Just helps out the channel. No big deal. No big deal. Okay. You want to talk about what's coming up then for the nerd stuff? The Phase 5 Marvel.
Yeah.
You ready to
So
get into that?
yeah, Phase 4 is ending with Black Panther 2, so that's where they kind of just cut it off because it was supposed to continue even with Ant-Man and Wasp, but I think Phase 4 is just doing so bad that they're like, all right, let's just
Cut it
start it
off.
off in a new direction here and go. So yeah, which is kind of crazy. I don't know. Just even so, with the amount of movies and TV shows they've had in Phase 4, it's just it's very underwhelming so far.
Yeah, they have what? They'll have 15 total properties at the end of Phase
I
4.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which in Phase 5 coming up, they have, what is it, 10?
Phase 5. Yeah, I
Or no,
think.
11. 11
Okay.
it is. So yeah. So, four less than what we currently have. And hopefully there's some more direction linking everything into the Avenger movies that we get. So,
Yeah, let me ask you this real quick because I was thinking before we move on to the titles that were revealed to us and what we're looking forward to in Phase 5.
mhm.
Um, do you think that they're doing too many superheroes?
Like introducing too many new
Yeah,
ones. Yeah, I
yeah.
think so. Well, Shang-Chi was a very good movie. It
Hmm.
was, it did well at the box office, and nothing in this phase or in phase 5 has anything to do with them. I don't even see something where he could really show up in. So, yeah, I'm interested to know because yeah, if you have a character that's doing really good, usually you give them another movie, something that comes out. I mean, before we didn't wait that long for like the next Captain America movie to come out or the next Iron Man movie. So yeah, it's weird. I think yeah, they're just overdoing it. They're putting a little too much. It's cool to get these characters, but also TV wise, Moon Knight's nothing really to do with him coming up. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think like one of the things that made the Marvel universe so strong was they had their foundational characters. I think there was only 5 of them, but then they had a couple side heroes, and then
Yeah.
they slowly started introducing different heroes. But they
No,
had their
yeah.
foundational heroes. So I think maybe they dropped the ball a little bit. They should have just set up a new group of foundational heroes.
Yeah, and that's which should have been Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Thor. They're continuing the legacy, but in what we got, like they're kind of just up in the air, nowhere to go. And yeah, that is where they kind of went wrong is they don't have a foundation that they've built off of. So maybe with Ant-Man starting off into phase 5, maybe that's when they kind of build that foundation because obviously some of the stuff coming out about the trailer that they showed at Comic-Con was, where he kind of left off is I think he wrote a book in as well as, he the fame's kind of got into his head right now. So
Mm, yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't like, but anyway.
yeah.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about Phase 5, the schedule that came out. Let me just get the schedule up here that was introduced. Apparently my secret, by the way, I don't know if you're checking this chat out. It says my secret is that he's always angry. So I guess I'm always
There you
angry.
go. Yeah. That's more when you're talking about Star Wars stuff though.
Yeah, yeah.
Not too much Marvel.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, Marvel at least has done a little better. Like to me, has done a better job. But
Yeah, continuity police over here. So
yeah, sorry. Yeah, who's busted? Is he? Are you busted or your dad? I don't even know. Okay, well, nice to meet you, busted. Okay, okay, okay. Let's focus here. Okay.
all right.
So the phase 5 is going to go like this. So I'll read it off.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about maybe what we're looking forward to the most and not looking forward to, and what we expect from this phase. So we're going to get Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania, Secret Invasion. It looks like Echo, and then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Loki
Mhm.
Season 2, The
No.
Marvels, Blade, Ironheart, Agatha, the
Coven of Chaos.
Okay, Daredevil, Born Again. Sounds like someone was converted. Anyway, Captain America and the New World Order.
Yeah.
So that's what we got. Oh, that one kind of sounds intriguing. So let's start with this. Out of all those titles, which one are you kind of most excited to see? And then we'll talk about maybe what we're not looking forward to or most curious about. But which one are you most excited to see?
Honestly, Daredevil
Oh, really?
is on Disney Plus. Yeah. I huge Daredevil fan. I'm interested mostly because it's supposed to be 18 episodes. So that's a lot, especially coming off of their 6 episodes, whatever show that they're having. So I think it's going to be really good, as well as like seeing him in Kingpin in Hawkeye. I liked him, and I think he's going to be back in this. So yeah, that's probably the one I'm most excited for.
So I didn't know you were such a Daredevil fan.
Yeah, no, I am.
Yeah. He was always a cool one to me.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about, I know this is a little off topic, but the what's it called? The Ben Affleck Daredevil movie.
It's funny. We rewatched it probably like 2-3 months ago, and Sarah had never seen it before. And it was a fun watch for me, just seeing her reaction, but it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Yeah. It's so bad.
It is bad. Yeah, no, that's true.
From the music to the look of how it was filmed, the only upside to that film was Colin Farrell as Bullseye. He was great as the villain. But yeah, other than that, absolutely garbage.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I just wanted to see what you thought of it. Well, maybe one of these days we'll do a
rewatch. Oh,
rewatch. Yeah, that'll be fun.
I have to watch it again.
That's right. We'll make you watch it as many times. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So okay, so Daredevil. Okay. What about
How
the
about
movie?
You?
Oh, I'm interested in that Captain America movie. I honestly,
New World Order. Okay, it's an interesting title. I'm not sure what direction they're going with, but yeah, it's very interesting.
Do you think that they are going to go like Captain America Hydra? So not Captain America, but the like sort of the evil Captain America?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm wondering if Secret Invasion kind of ties into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Isn't this Thunder?
Because everything other than, I think, like Ironheart doesn't seem like it really takes place on Earth. Maybe the Marvels, but
oh yeah. So Thunderbolts are coming out too in Phase 5. It's not on that list. Thanks, Rowan. The movie is a trip. What movie, Sarah? What movie is a trip? Oh, Daredevil. Yeah. No, you're right, Sarah. You're right. Rowan said that the Thunderbolts are coming out right after. Yeah, he's right. Phase 5. It's in the list, but not in the picture you sent me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's right after. Yeah.
Captain
America.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Thanks, Rowan. So what did you say? I'm sorry, I lost you when we were talking about Captain America: New World Order.
Oh, maybe Secret Invasion kind of ties into that a little bit. But I don't know.
When does Secret Invasion come out?
It's the spring of 2023.
Okay.
So right after Ant-Man and Wasp.
Okay.
But yeah, Ant-Man and Wasp will be interesting, especially if Kang is going to be in there.
Yep.
So we finally get some introduction. And then what's his name again? MODOK is also supposed to be in there.
Oh, interesting.
As a villain. I don't know how much of a part he plays in there, but he's supposed to have an appearance. They showed a trailer for it at Comic-Con, and he was in there, and they said he looked cool. So we'll see. As well as they recast his daughter again. They recast Cassie.
I heard.
They can't find someone they like, I guess. I don't know.
Crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know why they keep recasting that character. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think it's going to all be this multiverse stuff, though. I think, like, it's nice that they said, though, after phase 6, they're going to be done with the multiverse because, like, with the multiverse, there's no consequences with any of it because
Exactly.
you can bring people back or whatever. So, um, Rowan said Bill Murray's in the movie. What movie, Rowan?
He's in Quantumania.
Oh,
But they
okay.
haven't said what character he's going to play. So I don't know. It would be kind of crazy if he's actually like MODOK. We'll see. I highly doubt that, but yeah, it would be cool to see him in a. I think we're gonna get a very uh in Thor Ragnarok. What's his name? Uh, bad guy in that Jeff Goldblum esque
Oh,
like
right.
character or something with
Okay.
him. So yeah,
That could be it. And then Izzy said that the theme song can be Thunder, Thunder, Thunderbolts. Only if you
okay,
sing it. Only if you sing it.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think like with the Captain America thing, I think maybe it's going to be obviously Sam Wilson as Captain America, but the evil guy could be Chris Evans as with the multiverse is what I'm thinking with that Secret War
Oh,
sort of theme. You understand?
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. I guess that is an idea. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't really thought of that. I don't know. They haven't come out with anything. Obviously, he's going to be the new Captain America, but that's all we really know. I'm kind of intrigued to see. Yeah, I kind of feel like I need to see Secret Invasions before to get an idea of maybe that tying in. So
Yeah, it's kind of nice that phase 5 seems to be opening up whatever's coming because that seems to be like Quantum Mania and then Secret Invasion right afterwards. So I wonder if that's going to open up everything and kind of give us an idea of where we're going in the next 2 phases, the rest of phase 5 into phase 6 too.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Bill Murray plays
Okay.
a character named Groundhog Day Man. Okay.
I like it. I like it. Okay, let's see here. What movie? Okay, before we get into one we're not excited about, why don't we talk about maybe the one that you might like, are sort of intrigued by, but you have apprehensions? Any movie or show that would cover that sort of category for you?
I'm intrigued by, but have apprehensions. Um, I I don't know. Uh, maybe Ironheart. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's kind of rebranding Iron Man. She's doing her own thing, but I don't know. I guess we'll see her more in Black Panther and what her character is. But yeah, I don't know if I really get why they're introducing her into the MCU, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Actually, that was the one that I was thinking as well, is because it's like, replacing Tony Stark is going to be pretty big shoes to fill. And
No, yeah.
I think she's more of a modern day comic book character, right? She wasn't
Hmm.
back. Okay. So
Yeah.
it seems like they're trying to bring modern day comic book, maybe just to like appeal to all comic book fans, is like you bring some of the modern and some of the old and you kind of
Yeah.
mix it all
Yeah.
up, which is fine. But yeah, that would be the one I'm kind of like cautiously interested, but nervous about as well,
Okay.
because like you said, it's like Iron Man. What are we doing? That's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. And then what are you thinking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? That's going to be the last one in the franchise.
Is Are they going to be like all the characters be done in the MCU as well? Do you know?
I
Or
don't know about that. They did say something about, just because it comes to an end doesn't mean that all the characters die. I think just as it's just ending on a trilogy. So I don't think all the characters will be out of the MCU. I just think Guardians of the Galaxy is done. So and then we get
yeah,
a baby rocket as well. We get to see.
oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in that because I like all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I think the first one was better than the second one, but I still like them both. So I'm actually interested to see how
Mhm.
that turns out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. They actually bring in Adam Warlock, which kind of ended on Guardians 2 into this. I don't know what his role is going to be exactly, but see if he's the main bad or if he just joins the team. But yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, do you think they'll find Gamora?
I they have to. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
for
Okay.
sure. That'll
Okay. So
probably be
what?
most of the movie. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Uh, what? What's that? what movie are you least interested in, or TV show that's coming out
Least interested
in Phase
probably.
5?
Yeah. Least interested probably Agatha Coven of Chaos. Didn't
I'm
she
with you.
die?
Yeah.
Is she
No,
dead?
remember, like,
I can't
um,
remember.
Wanda, like, kind of made her
Oh,
delusional at the
yes.
end. So
Yes. Okay. Yep. Now it's coming back to me. Yeah, that one I'm just like meh. Especially
yeah,
too with the just Scarlet Witch in general, like that whole thing just didn't pan out. I wish they would have just left it after WandaVision and not had her in Doctor Strange. But yeah, that one I'm probably the least intrigued about, and then maybe the Marvels. I don't know.
yeah, I would say that's the order I have them into. Agnetha and then the Marvels, both of
Yeah.
those are not very appealing to me. I'm just like, especially Agnetha, because she was sort of a villain. So it's just like, I don't, like, we're going to be talking about one of the movies that DC's, releasing,
Yep.
Black Adam. And I don't understand why TV shows and these companies, I mean, are trying to make like anti-hero movies, like, or bad guy movies, because they never work out.
No, yeah. I don't know. Everybody's trying to make a Deadpool or something like that. But yeah, I don't get it. It doesn't really, we want the superheroes, not really the villains. I mean, it's cool to get to know them, but I think there's a way of doing that with also interacting with, because there's not, I don't know what we're supposed to look for in this, and does it actually like bring anything to the table with the overarching MCU?
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
the main issue.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I
Hey,
think the only thing that's really has anything to do with MCU as a whole so far is Loki, because that introduced Kong, right?
King.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kang.
King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It feels like there's no further story with Agnetha. Yeah, I agree, Rowan.
yeah,
Rowan, yeah, you got that.
exactly.
Hey, yeah, while people are in the comment section, if you'd like to tell us what Phase 5 project you're most looking forward to, you can go ahead and tell us. That'd be kind of cool, just to see what everyone's excited about. I'll just go ahead and name them off again. Ant-Man Quantumania, Secret Invasion, Guardian Galaxy Volume 3. I bet that's Rowan. Rowan will probably be looking for that. Echo, Loki Season 2, The Marvels, Blade, Ironheart, Agnetha, Daredevil, Born Again. What a conversion. Captain America, The New World Order, and Thunderbolts. I'm actually interested in the Thunderbolts too. But again, isn't that kind of like a little bit of like the bad, because it's supposed to be like an anti-Avenger type of team, right?
Pretty
So
much, yeah. I
yeah,
mean, they're trying to save the day, but they don't really care about destruction, I want to say, or
that's
like
true.
being the heroes per se. So yeah, I don't know. That'll be interesting as well.
Yeah, yeah. Rowan said I got it wrong. He said Ant-Man.
Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, excited for all the Kangs.
Yeah.
I hope they do like a Council of Kangs. I think that'd be super sweet as like a bad guy. But it makes you think.
Well, we'll probably get that in
Oh
Dynasty,
yeah,
the
yeah,
Avengers movie. So yeah.
yeah. Sarah's excited for Daredevil. Is that her favorite superhero? Sarah, is that your favorite superhero too?
I
Just
doubt
having
it.
Okay. Like, I mean, that's interesting. Um, I said it was your favorite. Nova's your favorite, not Daredevil. I know that.
Yeah.
What I was going to say about, oh, I wonder too if there's going to be like a switch over to Doom a little bit, because Doom, he's a very, okay,
Yeah.
she like,
No, I this is kind of getting into the phase 6, but I think the Avengers Secret Wars is going to have to do with Doom, especially with the metallic look of the font or logo that they have for it. I'm
mm-hmm.
kind of thinking it has more to do with Doom after the King Dynasty, because yeah, I don't know. That's my kind of theory on it.
Yeah, so they go from Kang to Doctor Doom. That'd be pretty
Yeah, because
cool.
he's just working in the shadows, and I think he's going to be a big part of Black Panther movie. And if he is, the one who's trying to get vibranium out of there, I think that's going to have an effect on everything that leads kind of towards. And he's kind of just manipulating things in the shadows. So
Yeah, that's fair. Do you think okay, let me ask you this actually. I wanted to ask this before I forget about my question. Is there a titled character that you're surprised that isn't in phase 5 or 6? Like that, well, because phase 6 there's still a couple untitled Marvel. So maybe just phase 5. Is there a character that
that we
they
haven't seen. Yeah, I kind of told you this yesterday, but I'm surprised they haven't added Shang-Chi into this. That was one because that movie was I liked it and I thought it did really good, as well as like his character where they kind of ended him going off looking for something. I thought that would have been cool to go into. So I'm surprised they haven't added him back into this. Because then that movie is gonna, if they do add it into phase 6, then that's gonna be what, 4 or 5 years since it, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Yeah, considering it seemed like every 2 or 3 years they'd be doing
Mm-hmm.
like a Captain America or Iron Man movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that goes back to what we talked about earlier about maybe them just doing too many heroes.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're not adding like a couple at a time in like a movie, kind of what they did with Spider-Man, Doctor Strange was in it and it was good to have him in that to keep him into it. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm surprised that Shang-Chi, but Roland brought up a good question. Do you think X-Men will be in phase 6 with Secret Wars coming up later?
I, we'll kind of get into X-Men a little bit later, but I think they're kind of sweeping that guy under the rug. Well, here's the other thing too. So, they in Miss Marvel, they've kind of introduced a little bit of mutants into that. And then they're also with I believe Namor. I think they're going to maybe introduce him as a mutant.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand because like in the comic books and like the 90s TV show, like it was pretty like your DNA or something in it, like you have a mutation, this certain like strand or whatever. And it seemed like Namor, he's more of just like his mom is like half and then his father is also half. So he's kind of like, you know, part this and part that, not
Yeah.
really classify as a mutant, So I'm really interested. I thought it would just be like something happens and then we've got a bunch of mutants in the world now and then we can introduce the X-Men, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're really introducing like anything like concrete for the X-Men.
Yeah, it's so weird to me because it makes it sound like at the end of hopefully you guys know this is spoiler talk. Like we're talking about the future, so hopefully you guys understand that. But at the end of Miss Marvel, they talked about her having like an X gene or a mutant gene or whatever, a mutation. And so she's technically the first mutant in the MCU.
Which
But
doesn't make sense. We'll
right.
get into
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're gonna review it a couple days. So yeah.
Yeah. But I guess what baffles me a little bit is like you is it wouldn't it be strange if there was just mutants around all this time, that the gene was around all this time and now they just start like, what I'm saying? Like, isn't that a little strange or no?
Yes and no, because you have Dr. X who can, just wipe everybody's mind if he hooks himself up to the machine.
Oh, that's
I
true. Sure.
that
Well,
that is something that they maybe could do, to wipe everybody's mind of, there being mutants or something like that. Kind of like what Doctor Strange did with Peter,
oh, sure.
instead
Yeah,
of a spell, they're doing that. So
that's fair. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I wonder if because it's just like one of the frustrating parts with the X-Men is they had so many other opportunities to be like introducing, like whether it's with the Thanos back-to-back snap, like the
mhm.
radioactiveness of it could have like unlocked the X gene, or the hex, right? Expanded. They could have done it that way. They had so many different ways to introduce it, kind of like so simply, but now it's just like, well, no, you have a mutation, Kamala, you have this mutation. And so it's just surprising a little bit to me that it ain't it's like was there, but it wasn't like a big event that created them. It's just kind of like they're there.
Mhm.
That's
No.
what's kind of
Yeah.
strange to me.
Yeah.
But I hope they bring him in, but I think you're right. They might just save him because they're going to have to get people interested in Phase 7, right? Like, I think that's when we'll start to see the X-Men is
Yeah.
in Phase 7, because I think they want people to get interested, keep them interested. And what better franchise to introduce than X-Men? Because people have been wanting X-Men. So
Yeah. Obviously they introduce, X-Men in with Doctor Strange movie. And I almost wonder if American Chavez, if her powers, if they're gonna say like that's mutant powers or something like that.
isn't she an alien technically?
I mean, she's from a different universe. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say she's an I I guess she's an alien.
Yeah. Is
I
it?
don't know. Was she from Earth or like a different planet?
Oh, that's a good
They didn't
question.
really go into that.
Yeah, I assumed it was a different planet. In
Okay.
that,
Yeah, maybe.
she was
But
like
it
an
doesn't
alien.
seem like that was a normal thing on her planet because her parents were like, disappeared or gone. So,
Good point. Good
yeah.
point. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see what happens there. So
Mm,
then she would technically be the first mutant introduced.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it Ralph Boner? Let's be honest.
Okay.
That's who it should have been. Come on now.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess technically the first mutants were Wanda and her brother, but yeah.
That's true. That's true. Let's see here. Any other any other topics you want to talk about regarding Phase 5?
Um no, I guess yeah. Looking forward to Loki season 2. I think that's going to be really good. And the yeah, Blade I think is going to be interesting. That's my childhood right there. My dad won the Dad of the Year, which taking me to that when I was very young. So way too young to watch Blade.
Yes, yeah, probably.
But he had all the kids, and I think he just wanted to go to the movies. So
He's like, just watch this. So,
yeah, pretty much.
any idea who you think is going to be part of the Thunderbolts?
It's Zemo, and then we've got the bad Captain America, correct?
Yeah, U.S.
And
agent.
then
Yep.
yeah, US agent, and then we already have Black Widow's sister.
Yelena.
Yeah, Yelena. And then was there one more person that she recruited? I'm trying to think. She recruited US agent and then Yelena
Do you think
for sure.
Taskmaster will be part of it?
Ooh, that's a good question. Maybe. Um, but yeah, I think if anything, maybe they'll introduce Red Hulk, or do you think the Abomination maybe?
Ooh,
That
I think there will be the Red Hulk, but maybe both of them.
interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Should be good.
Yeah. Another question from Rowan. What do you think Loki season 2 will be about?
I saw some stills from it, and it looks like he's back on Earth. They had some promo stuff for it, but I don't know where it ended. Was he in an alternate universe?
Yeah, he was like in a different universe where it showed that statue of Kang. So like Kang
Yeah.
was ruling. He's after Quantum Invasion Echo. Yeah, so he's right either before or after the Marvels. I would guess it's going to like, because now it's not one universe that they're watching over, right? The TVA was watching many universes.
Yeah. So maybe he's hopping around. Yeah. Also, do you think maybe Loki will show up in Quantumania?
I think so.
King is, yeah, if he shows up, then yeah, maybe we'll see Loki a little bit, and that'll introduce us into what we'll get for that season. But yeah, I don't know. Will we get Sylvie? Is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Back? Man, I really need to rewatch that show. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It was very good.
It's one of those shows worth rewatching as well.
No, yeah.
If I'd guess, I would say probably my theory would be that Loki is season 2 is going to be about how the TVA works differently under this Kang, like under this regime, and like how Loki has to convince his Owen Wilson's character, I can't remember his name, but like he has to convince him that this isn't right, this isn't how we're working, and we're going to see how different worlds are how, like, are they still pruning? Probably not, right? Unless if there's a timeline in which it would lead to the destruction of a Kang, right? Or something like that. But it'll
Yeah.
be interesting. But we're going to see, I think, how the TVA has changed into helping Kang more than just keeping one sacred timeline. So that
Yeah.
would be my guess. That'd be my guess for Loki season 2. Okay, let's see here. Good question though, Rowan. Oh, he has another. Also, Abomination in the new She-Hulk trailer. Yes, he was.
Yep.
Yep.
He shows up.
We did talk about that briefly. He I'm excited that he's back because Abomination's a good character. I like the actor who played him too.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's you ready to move on then,
Yeah.
Brian? Okay. So we talked about, okay, let's just talk about, I sent you this little, we'll talk about this briefly because we were talking a little bit about X-Men. There was an article that talked about maybe the X-Men changing its name to the Mutants. Any thoughts on that?
Uh, yeah. I wonder if that just has to do with like something to do with the rights, just because I know it's having like the X-Men and all that is, yeah, all to do with like the back office like stuff or whatever. But
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe it's just like the setup to X-Men. So they have a movie called The Mutants, and then at the end, sort of like how Captain uh what was it? Falcon in the Winter Soldier. At the end, they changed
Mhm.
the title to Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I wonder if that's what they're going to do with the X-Men. They'll start out with the mutants, and it'll be about how they're all coming together, and then at the end, they'll like be like the X-Men. Welcome, the X-Men will be back, or something like that. So I think maybe
Maybe.
it's like they're trying to throw us off a little bit. That's what I'd have to guess. That would be my guess anyway. Okay. Well, okay. Any other Marvel stuff? Well, yeah, let's talk about this. Phase 6. Okay. So
Yeah.
one of the most interesting things about all the stuff that has been revealed is that there's no Avenger team up movie until Phase 6.
Mhm. Yeah.
Both of them are in Phase 6. So in the first 3 phases, we had an Avenger movie, a team up movie in every single one. And in fact, we got the Civil War movie, which was kind of another like team up Avenger movie. So
No,
we
yeah,
even
the
have,
precursor to Infinity
yeah,
War. So
right.
yeah.
So uh, I guess like what do you think of that? The fact that we have to wait till Phase 6 before we get the Avengers to team up.
Uh, I I guess it kind of makes sense because they saved the world. So give them some downtime because they're rebuilding. But yeah, it is weird because they were constantly battling somebody every couple of years through a movie. I don't know, maybe it would feel weird like if we got in 2 movies an Avenger movie coming up, that would feel weird. Like you wouldn't know what are they battling, what's the issue here. Doesn't seem like they've introduced anything too in depth to really come out. So I get why. I guess that's the first thing where we're gonna get in phase 6, right? Is the Avengers
we
movie.
we got Fantastic
Oh,
Four,
Fantastic Four, that's right, that comes out beforehand.
yeah, and then an
Yeah, and
untitled
then one other
Marvel,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. It is weird, but it makes sense because everything's so disconnected right now. And I think it gives you hope for something to look forward to. Maybe they're thinking like the Avengers is what's going to save us. Everybody's going to look forward to that, stick around. So,
yeah. No, I agree with that. Um, probably, and I think again because they're introducing
I,
so much heroes,
yeah,
so they're more focused right now on introducing all these heroes, and then how are they going to bring them together? So they're still introducing heroes, so you can't just bring them together randomly. So yeah, I'm with you, and maybe the Thunderbolts will be kind of the catalyst for the world to realize, hey, we need Avengers again. Because remember,
maybe.
another thing is people didn't really want Avengers to a certain point, so maybe that'll be like the catapult to be like, hey, we need Avengers back. And so then they start formulating the teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I
that's
also did call, I'm thinking because Avengers, King's Dynasty comes out in May, and then in November, Secret Wars comes out. I highly doubt both of those are going to come out in the same year. I bet they're going to push back Avengers Secret War.
Yeah, I would be surprised too if there's not more stuff than those 5 things that we see
Well,
here.
no, even so, they've done it in the past where they're like, oh yeah, this movie will come out in the fall, and then they're like, okay, 6 more months or whatever. Not even putting something in between there. Just I don't think they'll be able to get both of those movies out in the same year. So I take
Yeah.
that with a grain of salt. So
That's fair. That's fair. Do you think real quick, another interesting person that wasn't in any of the lineups so far is Spider-Man.
oh
Spider-Man
yeah.
wasn't in any of the phase after No Way Home.
Well, I
They
don't
got that
did
like
they re-sign
animated.
him? Did they re-sign him?
Not yet, but they got
Okay.
the animated show coming out,
Yeah.
but they don't have any.
Actually, maybe he'll be in Fantastic Four.
Ooh,
Because there is a version of Spider-Man who joins Fantastic Four. So that'd be interesting.
that would be interesting. Yeah. But it's sort of interesting as well that we don't
Yeah, he
have a
doesn't have a solo movie. Yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah.
as
We'll
of
have
right
to
now.
probably wait until phase 6, or I'm sorry, 7, maybe to have another movie with them. But once again, that's another 4 years in between, which is wild.
Right. I agree. That would be wild. That
Wow.
would be wild. Yeah. Okay, man. You ready to talk about DC stuff?
Yeah. Did you want to talk about some of the titles that might be coming out in
Oh
phase
yeah.
7?
Yeah, let's
Too,
do
you
that.
sent me that article.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So everybody, I sent this article to Brian. You want to just read the list off of the
Yeah.
copyrighted art? Yeah, you want to read that list for us?
Yeah, sure, man. So we've got after the multiverse saga, it starts off with uh the Eternity Wars, Avengers Eternity War, Red Guardian Generation, Runaways, The New Era, The Nomad, Hercules Rise or the Gods, Shang-Chi and the Wreckage of Time, Midnight Suns, The Black Knight Origins, Avengers Excursion, Avengers Timeless, Avengers Academy, The Young Avengers, Captain America Red, White, and Black, and Celestials End of Time. So
Yeah,
those were all titles that were trademarked by them, I believe, right? And registered.
correct. So these
Yeah.
aren't necessarily that they'll use these
Yeah.
necessarily, but these they did trademark these.
Kind of give you a glimpse of where it might be going. So
Yes.
yeah, interesting. I guess yeah, we get it. I guess it goes more on track of what it was before. If we've got the Secret Wars, King Dynasty, then we've got Captain America, New World Order,
Yeah.
Thunderbolts, and then we get a Avengers movie again with the Eternity War, and then another one as well with Excursion and Timeless. So kind of brings that back into play. So I think they've kind of realized they kind of messed up with not having those team up movies or like some cohesion with that. So
Yeah, no, that's true. And then I think like the Midnight Suns, that'll be that other teen movie, which will
yeah,
be a pretty interesting. By the way, another
the Runways is like X-Men mutant stuff, right?
yeah, I believe so.
I know there was
Yeah.
a show. I never watched it, but yeah, I think it has to do with mutants. So I don't know.
Yeah, I believe so. What the another person I just remember that will probably be in the next 2 phases at some point is Deadpool. So we have
Oh yeah,
Deadpool. There's a couple untitled projects. So I wonder if Deadpool or Spider-Man will be in any of them. Rowan Hercules will probably just be him going after Thor.
interesting. I could see that. Yeah.
For sure. But it's interesting because like didn't Zeus, he said something like they're tired of us being jokes. So it's almost sounded like he was going to go after like the people that used to like worship them. So
I don't know about that. Maybe he's just going to Earth, or I could see him going after Thor because I mean he did shoot a lightning bolt through Zeus. So
yeah, who somehow survived. Come on.
Okay.
After this, a big deal about this lightning bolt. Oh my word. Death doesn't matter in the MCU. Okay. So Any other thoughts on those titles? Anything that stands out to you, or
Um, I guess yeah, the Eternity War. Maybe that has something to do with more like God tier Titans and uh kind of thing. Then that's where they get into it a little bit more. That's interesting. Um, Red Guardian. That's the Black Widow character, right? Okay. I'm
yeah,
assuming
which will
that's maybe going to be a TV series, but yeah, that's interesting that they kind of bring him back. But yeah,
I'm kind of happy about that because like
yeah.
well, yeah, because one of the problems I had with the Black Widow movie was that the Red Guardian was supposed to be this like Captain America for the Russians,
Mm-hmm.
but so he's supposed to be like this again, like a really strong character and good fighter and stuff. And they didn't really display that in the movie. They tell us, but they never display it. So it's going to be kind of cool to see like why he's
Oh,
looked at as
maybe
such a great
yeah,
guy.
maybe that ties into the Captain America movie then, Red, White, and Black. Being if the
Maybe
Guardian's the red, the new Captain America is the white, and then the black is I don't know, bad guy or something.
could be. Yeah. Um. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, man. Okay,
Yeah.
let's switch over to DC. We don't talk about
Yeah.
DC a whole lot.
Well, I mean,
There's nothing
they haven't really been coming out with too much just because they're just
it's true.
so Black Adam is the next movie that's supposed to be coming out, right? Or is it
Mhm.
Shazam? No, I think Black Adam's coming out
I
before
think you're
Shazam.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched the first trailer for that and then the second one that came out and they say The Rock is supposed to be they called him franchise Viagra for the Fast and Furious franchise. And I'm have my doubts for DC. I don't know if The Rock is a big enough name to like bring something to the table for DC. I hope it's good. I think it's really interesting. That whole trailer, like I think Dr. Fate is really cool, like to bring that character into it, as well as um not Hawkeye, what's his name? Hawkman or no?
Yeah,
Is
I
it
think it's like
Hawkman? Yeah.
Hawkman, yeah.
Yeah. And he's really cool as well. But then yeah, Black Adam as well, too. He's a cool character.
Yeah.
But I don't know. DC has a really rocky track record right now. So
Yeah, well, the last movie that DC put out was The Batman. So that was a good movie, right? That was the
I
last one.
get I'm
But
more
it's not
thinking of like
connected.
the no, I'm
Yeah, it's
thinking of
not.
more this line of the franchise with like DC where you've got Superman v Batman. This and the Justice League sort of thing, which I don't think this ties in. I think this is on a whole different universe side of things that they're having the Black Adam be on. And even with like Shazam, I don't think it ties into that at all. Maybe in the future with it. But that kind of like universe of DC is very different from the Batman, or even
It's
like
true.
Christopher Nolan's like universe of DC. But yeah, I don't know. The trailer looks fine. I think it looks interesting, especially like the futuristic world that they're on looks really cool. So
Yeah, that's true. But I just wonder, like, I just don't know. Like we talked a little bit about this before, where you got a villain that they're trying to make an anti-hero, and
mhm.
I just don't see that working out without first introducing him to as the villain in a hero movie, sort of like Loki. He
Yeah.
was the villain, and then they slowly turn him into sort of a good guy. I feel like the same with Black Adam. It's like you're just kind of like trying to skip steps where maybe you should make him a villain first and then maybe show him turning good. But I'm it looks interesting, it looks cool, but I don't know if it's going to be that good.
Yeah, it looks more like they're trying to keep him good and not turning into the villain because I think Dr. Fate sees the world of if that does happen, like everything's doomed. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful that'll be good, but I don't know. I don't even think The Rock's gonna be have enough power to make it too successful. They're just plagued with stuff right now outside of the Batman because all the drama. I don't even know if they're gonna release the Flash next year.
I know, I heard all about
Honestly,
that. Yeah.
I if this dude gets arrested, yeah, there's no way that they're going to be able to release the movie, I think, and they're just going to have to can the entire thing, which would be detrimental to
Yeah,
say the
because
least.
that was their big move
Oh
was
yeah.
Flashpoint. That was
Yeah.
going to be the next big thing, and it looks like that's not going to work out.
Hmm.
Um, I'm surprised they didn't just move on quicker. Like personally, I just with everything that's coming out about what the actor,
Yeah, just like, okay, we're going to put it out next month.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Do it while you can.
yeah, just get it out. Either get it out there, or they should have just put the CW version of the Flash.
Oh,
Uh,
Grant.
yeah,
Yeah. Yep. I know who
yeah,
you're talking about. Just replace him,
yeah.
you're
Just put
saying?
him as the
Yeah.
instead of the guy that is having the trouble. So yeah, it's sad for DC because it seemed like they were actually going to put out a interesting movie,
Hmm.
and it doesn't look like it's gonna, like you
Well,
said.
yeah, because what, Michael Keaton's supposed to come in as Batman too? Like we're supposed to get a glimpse of him. Yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, I don't know. But Shazam, watch that. I like the first movie. I don't know about this one. It's the sequels are always interesting. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It seemed like a very like it's very comedy forward, as well as the character who plays Shazam, like as the adult. I don't know how I feel about him still. Like he's like a kid trapped in an adult's body. And I
Yeah.
wish he would have matured a little bit, but it seems like he hasn't at all. So yeah.
No, I agree. And it's strange to me too that they're coming out with a Black Adams movie at the same time as the Shazam movie, when it's like, why don't you just like connect them? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
that's his biggest rival, right? But yeah, yeah, it looked fun. I don't know who the bad guy is. It was like an old lady or something like that with that found the staff. But I can't remember the first one that well. I didn't think I hated it though. It was like, I guess it's all about expectations, and I didn't have a lot to expect from it
Yeah.
because it's a DC
That's fine.
movie. Yeah,
I just
yeah.
thought it was cool that I wasn't expecting the ending where his foster like family gets
Oh, right.
powers too. So
Yeah.
all of them had that. And I thought that was pretty cool. So they were able to defeat the guy. But they kind of continue that one into the next movie here, and it seems like it's a lot of family drama going on. So
Yeah. No, that seems to be it, because he makes that comment, which I thought was like Van Diesel or something like that about
yeah.
family. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
That's
yeah, the
right, right,
Fast
right.
and Furious movie, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was
Yep.
pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's the only two things that came out from DC though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what DC does going forward, but I guess like, so when you watch the animated cartoon, like you watch that on like HBO Max, something.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
like what ones do you lean more towards, DC or Marvel?
Um, I really like Young Justice,
Okay.
which is DC. That's a really good show. As well as like their Batman stuff that they have like one-off movies. I would say I actually for animated stuff I lean more towards DC. It seems a little bit more grittier than the Marvel stuff. Um, Marvel had a good show. I can't remember the title of it, but it even had like Secret Invasion, where like Captain America was like a scroll and like a whole bunch of other characters, and it was really cool to see that whole thing go down. But yeah, for the most part, animated stuff I usually lean a little bit towards DC. I think they do a better job with that.
Yeah, see, I'm with you on that. So that's why it's surprising to me, like this live action stuff, they can't just kind of get down. They can't like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what they do moving forward. But
Hmm.
um they got some good with the Batman if they keep the director and the writer and the Batman, but outside of that, it's just like they don't. I don't think Henry Cavill is coming back for Superman.
Oh, that was one thing actually. They I think there's a new CEO at DC, and he wants to bring back Superman. So I think he's actually going to reprise his role as
Hmm.
Superman coming up. So
Yeah, could that be why maybe there's not a lot of news coming out of DC, is because of the new thing?
probably,
Yeah,
probably, yeah,
yeah. Just trying to reset. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, man.
Is that it?
I
I
think
covered
that's it.
everything.
I think so. That was all of
Got through
Comic
it.
Con move,
Ooh,
everything we wanted to talk about. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on the
yeah.
stream and everybody who watches this afterwards. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out our podcast. We have done movies reviews, the great, the good, the bad, and the ugly for all the Thor movies. We've done like everything Marvel, the Batman. So you can go check that out if you'd like to hear some of our thoughts and opinions on those movies. So anything to add, Brian?
No, man. Yeah, we'll have Miss Marvel um review for the good, bad, great, and ugly coming out pretty soon here this week. So yeah, look forward to that.
Okay, awesome. And I'll be posting some clips. So yeah, check that out. Okay. Again, thanks everybody to join us. Thanks, Brian. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and we will talk.